Hello, this is Rico Cavella, and this is your Ageless Body Self-Care Guide, Operations Manual for your body and for your mind. And the title of today's session is How to Use Nutritional Supplements to Detox, Reset, and actually reverse aging. So I think this is going to be a really valuable session because who doesn't want to do all those things? Who doesn't want to reverse aging and get a lot healthier? So we're going to get into some things that you can actually, concrete things that you can actually do to make a big difference in your health and your aging. And we have the perfect expert today with us. Her name is Sarah Banta. She is a health coach, a natural supplements expert, and busy mom of three. She's also the host of Accelerated Health Radio and TV, where she interviews some of the top experts in optimizing body, mind, and spirit to help you increase your frequency and live your best life. She focuses on natural and effective ways to detox your body, including radiation detox and rebuilding your body with reduced inflammation, balancing hormones, and also about weight management. So I want you to be sure and stay with us until the end because Sarah is actually going to tell us exactly what supplements are absolutely necessary for everyone to take these days. So stay with us for the whole time. So we're going to give you some really information that you can really go out and use immediately. So Sarah, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you. So well, let's get right into it. So my first question for you is, why do you think people really need nutritional supplements?
You know, if you compared the broccoli from 50 years ago to today, it has a fraction of the nutritional profile as it did back then. So our soils are completely depleted. So it doesn't matter how healthy you are, how clean you're eating. If you're eating all organic food, doing all of the right things, you are just not getting the nutrition that our ancestors were getting, or even our ancestors from just a couple decades ago. So it's definitely, unfortunately, needed. And we also are burdening our liver and our kidneys and our detoxification pathways so that we have to constantly detox to clean out our systems so that they can properly work and do their job.
Yeah, I totally agree. Unless you have your own organic garden that you're doing with you're fertilizing it with natural ways yourself and making all your own, growing all your own food and making all your own meals, it's impossible to get all the nutrients that you need. So it's absolutely right. Okay, so but there's a big difference in supplements. There's so many supplements out there, and I know it's kind of confusing for people to know really what ones they should be getting. And you hear a lot about people having expensive urine, right? You're just taking in a bunch of chemical supplements, and they're not really being absorbed or doing you much good. So tell us really what is a natural nutritional supplement, and really what's the difference between a truly natural supplement or a whole food supplement, and then maybe one that's made just in the laboratory.
Well, unfortunately, the supplement market is not regulated very well. So let's first talk about the synthetic supplements. They are including poisonous, not just wasteful or ingredients that our bodies can't absorb, but they can have poisons in them that our body actually doesn't know what to do with and can be toxic to the liver and the kidneys. So you really you want to stay away from anything that's made in the lab. And then even with the natural supplements, you really want to be careful with what companies you're using and where it's coming from, because some of them are actually don't even have what they claim to have in them. I know the CBD market, for instance, is not regulated very well. And they've done studies where a lot of these CBD supplements don't even have any CBD in them. So you really want to be careful with what companies you're trusting and where you're getting your supplements, and making sure that the ingredients are not synthetic, they are natural, and they're not toxic to your body.
So is there a way to actually read the label and tell that? Because as you said, a lot of supplements say natural and all that, and they get away with it because maybe they have one little thing that's natural in it. So how can one decide really what are really good, healthy, natural whole food supplements?
Honestly, it's really difficult to find out. I go with testing on myself and with the people that I trust and the companies that I've trusted and sought out and saw that they have third-party testing. That is a big clue as to whether if a company is not willing to do third-party testing, then they probably are trying to hide something. So you want to make sure that you're really doing your research or trusting the people around you that are suggesting what supplements to use.
Okay, so you sort of got to trust your naturopathic doctor or your nutritionist, or like you said, do your own research. If you find a company you think looks like it's really good, you could actually call them up. You could actually find out and ask some questions and find out about the product. So that's really some good information. Okay, so tell us, some of the things that you do for people, your clients, and how do you use supplements, and what supplements do you use to actually detox the body? And also just talk real briefly, why it's so important to detox these days.
Well, like I mentioned, our ancestors did not need to detox like we do because they didn't have the toxins, and we're getting toxins from the environment that are out of our control. And even the organic foods we're eating, the rain from that carries the GMOs up and is raining down on our organic crops, things from factories and the heavy metals, the pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, radiation. We're flying, we're using our smartphones, we're using our computers every day. Here, you and I are on our computers right now. And we are all bombarded in this lifestyle that we've created, and you can't get away from it. So, and then you've got the internal toxins that are out of our control, like bacterias and fungal overgrowth and undigested foods, stress. All of those things cause toxins and need detoxing from the body. So what I try to do is first, I try to make sure people clean out their diet and stick to a low carb diet. Number two, you want to sweat, whether it's working out or a sauna, doing that sort of thing. Your skin is your largest organ. It's an easy way to get some toxins out. I recommend supplement wise putting your body into ketosis. When you're in ketosis, and I use my supplement called Accelerated Keto, which puts you into ketosis within 30 minutes. And what happens is when you're in ketosis, you're burning your own fat for fuel. And when you're burning your own fat for fuel, you're not needing to eat as much or as often. And you're squeezing your eating window into a shorter period of time called intermittent fasting. So what happens is when you're not eating, your body does a process called autophagy, which is the killing or dying of diseased cells. That includes cancer cells. I think of it as Pac-Man, going through your body and going, okay, we're not eating, we're not digesting. We can focus on cleaning up all the inflammation, all the toxins in our body that we don't need anymore. So that's number one. Number two is the accelerated silver. This goes in and kills all of the foreign pathogens, devitalizes the viruses, the bacteria, fungus, and it boosts the immune system so that your immune system can do its job. And this is something also, as you're intermittent fasting, you're doing the keto and you're doing the silver, it's helping the body heal your leaky gut. Most of us have leaky gut, and that is compromising our immune system itself. As our whole immune system, 80% of it is in our gut. So if our gut's compromised and our digestive system's compromised, our whole system isn't working. We're not able to absorb the nutrients we are eating, and we're causing inflammation, autoimmune issues, brain fog, arthritis, and so many other issues. Then I would say the accelerated cellular detox powder. What this does is as your body's cleaning up the toxins, the cellular detox powder soaks up all those toxins that you're eliminating through being in that state of ketosis and engaging in intermittent fasting. And it takes them gently through your colon instead of burdening your kidneys and your liver. Now, remember, our kidneys and our liver were not meant to filter the amount of toxins that are in our environment right now. They need a little help. They were willing to do the work that our ancestors needed them to do years and years ago, but not today. So the detox powder helps soak up those toxins, carry them through your colon, helps with regularity, bloat, any inflammation in the intestines, any issues with IBS, colitis, Crohn's disease, and that sort of thing. Next would be iodine. Everybody, 96% of the United States is deficient in iodine, and that is because it's no longer in our soils or our food supply. So if you're not taking an iodine supplement, you are deficient. And iodine deficiency is the number one predictor of Hashimoto's or thyroid disease. It's also the number one predictor of depression, brain fog, and all of those issues, because your brain, through the toxins that we are being bombarded with, actually calcify the pineal gland in the brain. So you have that brain fog. As you're taking the Acceleradine, which is the only iodine supplement that is radiation free and toxicity free, and it's monoatomic iodine, which means it's one molecule of iodine that has 100% bioavailability. Let me say that again, 100%, because most iodine supplements actually only have 10 to 20% bioavailability into the cells. So as you're soaking it in, it's kicking out the fluoride, the bromide, the chlorine, all of these other toxins that are in our environment that are clogging those cell site receptors. So you kick those out, you saturate your cells with the iodine, and your thyroid improves, your metabolism improves. It actually helps produce apoptosis, which is the dying of diseased cells once again. So that is very important. And it improves the cellular function throughout the body. It has also been proven to increase the immune system and killing viruses and bacteria and decreasing the risk of most cancers. It actually decreases the risk of breast cancer by 50%. And next would be the Nuke No More. And we've talked about this before, where this actually zeroes you out from all radiation, from the radiation of our Zoom call right now to the radiation of our cell phones, or flying in a commercial jet, or x-rays, any type of radiation. And I also recommend a liver cleanse for people once to twice a year if they can do it. And on my website, you can see a protocol for the liver cleanse. And it's very easy. You're not starving. You're not on a liquid diet. You're eating a clean diet, taking some pills to soften those gallstones and liver stones. And on the last day, within 2 weeks, you actually flush out all of the stones out into the toilet. It's amazing. You feel great. Your energy increases. You have to think your liver is holding all of these stones. So how can it actually do the work it's meant to do? The liver is where your thyroid receptors, or T4, converts into T3, and it's also the place where you metabolize fat. So if your liver is clogged, those functions are not properly being used. So when you clean out those stones, everything can work back optimally the way it's meant to be. And so when you put all those things together, you really detox and give your body the opportunity to have physical, mental, and even spiritual energy.
Now that's good information. Thank you so much. And I just want to clarify to all of our viewers, there's a PDF that comes with this video, like with all of our videos in our program. And so then you can go there and you'll find out all the information of what Sarah has to offer and about her accelerator products. So you can learn all about what that's about, and how to get in contact with her if you want to contact her and get some more information, some more coaching. So let's go back on, what would you say, okay, tell us a few supplements that might be good for, as we know nowadays, it's pretty well known that inflammation is one of the big precursors to most diseases, health challenges that people have. So what kind of supplements can reduce inflammation?
Well, everything we just discussed will help inflammation, the silver, the iodine, but I also recommend a supplement called MyVital-C. It not only reduces inflammation and helps with sleep, and is 172 times more powerful than vitamin C, boosts the immune system, but it actually reduces inflammation throughout the body and can double lifespan. I was actually just reading the study where in the rat study, it increased lifespan by double for these rats, and they had to kill the last rat because it wouldn't die taking this supplement. So that would be one thing. And then I also use things like LifeWave X39 patches, and you can read more about those on my website as well. They actually help your body produce its own stem cells. So as it's doing that, it's reducing inflammation throughout the body. It actually goes to the place in your body that needs the help to reduce inflammation and produce those stem cells, and is anti-aging. We stop producing our stem cells really in our 30s and 40s, and will actually they go almost to zero by your 70s. So as you're wearing these X39 patches, you can increase your stem cells and actually reverse aging. So those would be two of my top recommendations for inflammation, in addition to the accelerated keto and the iodine and the silver.
So I think the message is that we want to get out to you. There are products these days. There are some really good products on the market that can really help your body, help you to detox. It can help you reduce inflammation. It can help balance your hormones. So many problems that we have. There are remedies out there that can make a big difference. And I just wanted to add on previously, how you were saying about intermittent fasting and why we need to do that so our body can detoxify itself. A good example of that is animals. Animals innately know if they're not feeling well, they stop eating, right? They won't eat. So they know that they need to stop eating so their body can get rid of what needs to be get rid of. So I just want to show that in there. I just want to say that. So we need to take a cue from animals. If we know we got some challenges going on or we're not feeling well, we need to stop eating and give our body a chance to rebalance itself and to recover. So I think one of the major questions here now I want to ask you though is, so how can people, tell us some ways that how can people can tell what supplements that maybe they're lacking or nutrients they're lacking and what they need?
Well, number one, I always say eliminate the processed carbs and the sugars out of the diet. That will tell you what other symptoms you have as you're reducing your inflammation just through that and intermittent fasting. I don't think that is going to harm anyone. Carbs really are not needed as long as you are eating the proper amount of clean protein and healthy fats and green vegetables. That is a good place to start. I believe everyone can benefit from accelerated silver. There's no side effects, and I believe everyone can benefit from iodine. So those are some great places to start. And then if you want to if you've got some sugar cravings and you're listening to me and you say, well, that all sounds great, but I can't give up my bread and my cereals and my carbs. I just love them too much. Well, that's a sign that you might be insulin resistant and you're on the verge of diabetes. You need the accelerated keto to kick you into ketosis and curb those cravings to allow you to then make those bigger lifestyle changes. And so those would be the top things that I would recommend. And then when someone says, okay, I've done all of that, Sarah, but I still have eczema, or I still have eyesight issues, or my hair's falling out, my hormones don't work, that's where I can come in and help you put together a personalized protocol according to your symptoms.
Okay. But what about just trying to find out, you don't necessarily have a lot of symptoms, but you just wonder if you're deficient in this or that. Like a lot of people are deficient in vitamin D, which is so important. And that's going to be our next question. But are there some tests that you can recommend where people can actually determine what nutrients they may be deficient in?
Well, I actually love the Genius Insight app, which is an app that you can have on your phone, and it scans your body through voice technology and gives you the power to diagnose yourself. It can tell you what allergies you have, what deficiencies in minerals and vitamins you have, what organ in your body is suffering. And then what it does is it actually will tell you, well, we're going to now treat it and rebalance it. But that is something that gives you the power, especially during this time in COVID, where it's not so easy to go to the doctor and get a blood test. Blood tests are great, don't get me wrong, but this is a nice, easy way to see if you are making progress with a diagnosis, and then you start supplementing with a supplement, and to see if it's actually working for you or if it's backfiring. I've also used it to tell me if I have food allergies. You know, the other night I had pork for the first time in years, thinking that I was okay having it, and I actually felt okay. But the number one thing that came up on my scan was that I'm allergic to pork. So my body said, nope, I don't want it. And there you go. And then, you know, it'll tell you if you're low on your electrolytes or iron or vitamin Bs. And it's great. It's called the Genius Insight app. And that is also found at Accelerated Health Products under devices.
Genius Insight app. So you think it's pretty accurate, huh?
I do, and you actually can use a 14-day free trial to see if it works for you. So there's no downside. And I love it, like I said, during this time where no one really is going to the doctors. It's not so easy to, and you take control back of your health. That's one thing I'm really big on, is giving people back their control.
So good. So that's good information. Okay, well, that takes us to where I began. I said, if you stay with us, we're going to tell you really what's really basic nutrients that everybody should be taking. I'm going to start off with vitamin D is one for sure. But tell us what would say that everybody should absolutely be taking without even having to worry about testing or anything, that you definitely should be taking it right now today.
Iodine. Iodine is the number one thing everybody needs regardless. And then I also love the supplement called Olaloa. It's a multivitamin electrolyte drink that has amino acids in it, and it has the proper methylation functionality so that everybody can actually absorb the nutrients. We had talked earlier about having expensive pee. So this is a supplement that you can, it's a drink, tastes great, kids love it, but it provides a full profile of multivitamins and electrolytes and minerals and amino acids that everybody needs, and it covers all the bases.
But what about vitamin D? I think that's something.
Yes, no, well, you had mentioned vitamin D, so I didn't want to mention it, but vitamin D, absolutely. You need vitamin D, whether you're getting it from the sun or a supplement, and I carry a really strong, great one. And especially for the immune system, it's getting a lot of press right now because of COVID, and there's reason for it.
What about essential fatty acids?
Essential fatty acids, I get them through wild fish and through my diet. Yes, I don't think you really need them as a supplement, but that is something that is definitely needed for the body. And you also have to be careful, for some people like me have a hard time digesting fats. So you need to make sure you're getting the proper fats that are easily digestible, or taking supplements that can help with that digestion.
Well, Sarah, thank you so much. I think that was really, really helpful, really informative. And I think the point here is that, you know, there are really good supplements out there, but you have to do your research and find out which ones really are, or what they say they are, and that they're going to work for you. So we really recommend that you either do your research, get some testing, you know, check out different naturopathic doctors or all of our experts like Sarah. You can get a hold of them and they can certainly help you out. So I think the message is that with natural nutritional supplements can really be really beneficial, and you should really do your research and explore using natural supplements to help your health and overall well-being. And that's what this whole self-care guide is all about, giving you the best information that will give you the best opportunity to get and stay healthy and energetic all of your life and never be old. So Sarah, thank you so much for that great information.
Thank you so much for having me.
And so like always, I end all these interviews with, you know, knowledge without action is useless. So you have to take action on the recommendations that all of our experts have given you. And I promise you, if you take action on these recommendations, it's going to make a really big improvement in your overall health and well-being. So thanks very much for watching.